Welcome to the village of Northport, incorporated in 1894. And this is in the town of Huntington, Long Island, New York. And it is the end of October, a Halloween Eve look of Main Street. We're going to head into Northport for a bit, check out some of the Halloween decorations of October 30th. But I'm walking in the middle of the road specifically because Northport is known as a Victorian-esque village with a trolley car running straight through the center, which leads us directly to the water. If you were to go straight down here, you would be waterside. And there's this great pavilion, which made me think, Victorian? They could be having a very wonderful Dickens festival here. So when I made it to the center of the pavilion, I said, "Where's our Martha?" That was one of my lines when I got to portray Bob Cratchit. And I mention all that because it's listed as a Victorian-era village, but it's also a witchcraft village. Check out the Halloween decorations at Signature Premier Properties. And I must say they did a great job with their brooms, hats, and more witch hats. Hello. Hello from Northport. Happy Halloween Eve.
Happy Halloween.
And one of the great things about the friendly folks of Northport is that you can wear these witch hats just by walking through. See there. I'm a witch of Northport. That's another slogan that's taking place right here. Witches and Warlocks Shop Northport Village, October 31st through November 1st, Halloween weekend. With any purchase, you can win a raffle. And so I'm going to try on this witchcraft hat as well. All right, that's just a quick glimpse of some of Northport, Long Island, New York. Now, you might think there's absolutely nobody here except for those two people that I've crossed my path with along the sidewalk. What is happening in Northport Village in the township of Huntington, Long Island for October 30th is the restaurants are open. And people are dining in some of these small cafes, having a beverage with their buddies. It is a quiet town, indeed. But there is activity. If I went closer to the water, you would see some of the restaurants that people are dining in and the boats. There are some boats that people are hanging out in waterside. It is cold as we are almost here in November. Cold in Northport. But there are some folks that are hanging out waterside in their boats, and they have free boat parking if you are here during the daytime. So it is Long Island, very nautical, a lot of art galleries. But one of the things I love about villages that hold ordinances that do not allow chain stores, you really have a unique experience. And one of the things that reminds me of, I feel like a bit, if I were to compare, that I would have been in Bar Harbor, Maine. That's the vibe I'm getting, as a similar vibe as I walk down Main Street in Northport, New York. Now we'll show you this place is all decorated as well. We have our autumn leaves out. Now, speaking of autumn leaves, autumn foliage is 1 week away. We are now, I think, approaching week 7 for peak autumn colors in the Empire State, which means the state of New York. So it's not that Northport has literally 8 weeks of leaf change, but autumn foliage is usually the first week of November. Pumpkins are out everywhere. Here's one of the places where folks would be gathering. You could see inside. That is nightlife in Northport. And there's a few places like that. That's not the only one. There's not 7 people enjoying Northport. Here's another one right here We have 2 there. That means there's 9 people enjoying Northport. I do like this walkway here. Maybe, here's another place. The wine cellar on Main. This one looks like a good date spot. And I hear a lot of voices as I make my way past. It's around 10 o'clock. You know what that means? 2 hours until Halloween. Now here's some of the landscape, the buildings of Northport. This is an old place. And if you look at the Northport Sweet Shop, you can really see an architecture type that is not really being used anymore. So I'm glad to see that they maintained that here. And I chose to walk across the street because I got a little bit of a preview. And I think the shop at the end, closest to the park, has the best Halloween window displays. And so we will approach right here and I will show you it all. They did a really great job. First of all, she's kind of spooky looking. If you notice that her image changes to fangs as you walk away from her. This portrait turns into, it won't happen on camera. With my eyes, I could see it. Let's see if I walk away a little further. In my eyes, it turns into a skeleton. It's like a hologram image. But it cannot be captured on film. Those are really, I swear I'm not crazy. Those are really creepy babies. But the camera is only showing their really happy face. All right, there we go. See, there's a warlock. And now if I move around, that turns into a handsome portrait. I must say, they did a good job. Bayview Avenue, Skipper's Pub, and Bayview and Main Street. This will bring us up to the Waterside Park. It's a little bit dark, but I want to share this with you because this is where you'd find the pavilion and the waterside boats, which really make for probably a really wonderful visit in the summertime. But there's something kind of spooky when you are at such a beautiful place and the only thing you can hear is the crunching of leaves. There's nobody here in Northport. And we're almost waterside. Now I did walk out to the pagoda on the water. There is a walkway along the boats. That's how I know that there are people hanging out on boats here on this cold, almost Halloween night. Their own lighthouse. And here it is. So people pull up and have a donut, have a warm donut. For many, it's too cold to get out of the car at this time. So I think at this part of Northport, it's probably really a great place to have an afternoon in the summertime. And that's a view from Long Island, New York, a walk down Main Street in the town of Huntington, in the village of Northport. You can see all the clamming and crabbing and lobster traps and everything here. A real beautiful waterside town. And there is your look back up Main Street. Till next time, happy Halloween, blessed Samhain, Feliz Dia de los Muertos, happy autumn, Mabon, and Thanksgiving coming our way. Till next time, enjoying the autumn season from Northport, New York.